How easy is it to draw your sidearm?
In a sword fight.
Depending on what weapon you're using, you would use different sidearms.
For something like a longsword, you'd have a dagger.
For spears or other polearms, you might have an arming sword or an early period longsword.
But a sidearm is only good if you can access it.
So let's see how fast we can draw them during combat. So for the sake of argument, we're gonna say that somehow this has been parried and I am not gonna work through it in another way. I've gotta draw. No. It's consistently not where I want it to be.
You also have to swap hands.
And everybody's gonna say, oh, use reverse grip. Well, let's try that. It didn't really help.
No.
If you've walled this off in some sort of a way and you're closing in, I probably also would have a dagger.
That's true, that'd be
fair.
easier.
Let's say that I have determined that you are a little bit further out of range, you're coming in and I've got to switch.
Ah!
It's pretty easy and quick to get to this if I abandon my weapon and if I know you're coming. So with the full length polearm that you use in 2 hands, it's more beneficial to continue using it with the butt side than it is to completely drop it and switch to your sidearm if someone's closing on you. But when I had to abandon this, it was super easy to switch to this. And I think that's what it's for. It's for if your polearm gets damaged or lost, you can easily switch to your sidearm and keep fighting.
But what if you're just fighting with a longsword?
Well, let's try that out.
Pulling a dagger was pretty easy, even in combat.
Drawing a sword quickly isn't difficult to do. The problem is if you have a different weapon and you're switching from one to the other, trying to get one hand for it to do it can be hard.
It's also a lot harder if you have to cross your body to draw something. With a dagger, it's on the same hip, so it's really easy to pull it out.
Also, you have more options when wearing a dagger.
I prefer to wear my dagger on my dominant side so I can use my dominant hand on knife fighting or grappling situations.
I prefer to wear my dagger on my non-dominant side so I can keep my dominant hand on my sword and then use my non-dominant hand to access my dagger and still have options.
And this is why a dagger is probably the most common sidearm. Everybody carried one.
You would still probably carry an arming sword on the battlefield because if this breaks, you don't want to get stuck with just the dagger. You want to have another useful weapon to fight with.
But as a sidearm, a dagger is king.